Behind every locked door, behind every padded cell, echoes linger. Some are whispers of madness, and some are screams that never stopped. These are the real stories from haunted asylums, the ones they don't want you to hear. Introduction. Hospitals are supposed to heal. Asylums were supposed to protect the vulnerable, give care to the lost and broken. But history tells us otherwise. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, mental asylums across the world became prisons of torment. Patients were abandoned, shackled, starved, even experimented on. Their cries went unheard, their suffering silenced behind stone walls. But not everything stayed silent. People say, when you walk into a long-abandoned asylum, the air is thicker, colder. You hear whispers in the hallways, footsteps in locked wings, and screams that claw their way out of the past. I never believed these stories, not until I stepped inside one myself. Tonight, I'll share with you 3 encounters from haunted asylums. They're not tales of imagination. They are raw, terrifying experiences, fragments of a reality that still haunts me. Blackwood Asylum in Pennsylvania was shut down in 1973 after countless reports of abuse. Locals say one patient, only known as Sarah, refused to leave. When I entered the asylum for research, the building was collapsing in on itself. Ceiling tiles dangled like broken teeth, and the smell of mildew and rust filled the air. As I walked through the East Wing, I felt it immediately. A shift. The corridor was silent, too silent, except for the faintest echo of humming. I followed it to room 4B. The door creaked open to reveal a decayed cell. Bed frame rusted, mattress rotted to scraps. And there she was, not a living woman, but something pale and translucent, sitting on the frame, brushing invisible hair with skeletal fingers. Her mouth moved. A low hum escaped her lips. It was "Twinkle, twinkle, little star." I froze. My breath hitched, and then her head snapped toward me. Her face, oh God, hollow sockets where her eyes should have been, skin hanging in strips. She stood, and the humming turned into a scream. "Get out!" The walls vibrated. My lantern flickered, and every door in the corridor slammed shut at once. I bolted, and behind me, her screams followed until I burst into the night. Locals told me later Sarah was blind. She sang that song every night before her death, and if you hear her singing in Blackwood, she wants your Waverly Hills Sanatorium in Kentucky is infamous for the death tunnel, where bodies were once slid down to be buried so patients wouldn't see the endless deaths around them. I went there on a dare. Inside, the halls stretched forever, echoing with the drip of unseen leaks. My flashlight beam caught fragments of graffiti and shattered gurneys. But in the 3rd floor ward, I heard something that froze me. Children, laughing, playing. My chest tightened. There should have been no children. The asylum had closed decades ago. I followed the sound to a recreation room. Dust coated the floor thick enough to swallow footprints. But I swear when I entered, there were fresh prints, small ones, bare feet. My flashlight cut across the room and landed on a ball. It rolled, slowly, toward me. Then a voice, soft, close, whispering right against my ear. "Play with us." The ball stopped at my feet. My light flickered, and there, in the shadows of the far corner, stood 6 children. Skin gray, eyes black voids, smiles wide and jagged. They began to walk forward, silent, synchronized. I ran for the death tunnel. My footsteps thundered, my breath ragged. But halfway through, the children's voices echoed, shrill and sharp. "You'll never leave." The tunnel went black. My flashlight died. For 30 agonizing seconds, I was swallowed in absolute darkness until, somehow, I stumbled out into the night. But to this day, I still hear that voice when I try to sleep. "Play with us." The most disturbing encounter happened in an asylum deep in Mexico City. The facility had been shut down since the 1,950 seconds after reports of cruel experiments performed on patients by a doctor named Alejandro Ruiz. Locals called him El Doctor. His spirit, they warned, still roamed the halls, searching for new patients. I didn't believe it until I stepped inside. The asylum smelled of rust and death. Long corridors stretched like veins through the building, and broken medical tools littered the floor. In the surgery room, I found the old operating table straps still in place, stained with blackened patches. My recorder picked up faint sounds, metallic clinks, the wheeze of breath, muttering in Spanish, and then footsteps. Heavy, deliberate, approaching. Through the cracked window of the door, I saw him. A tall man in a decayed doctor's coat, his face half covered by a cracked surgical mask. His eyes glowed faintly, reflecting my flashlight. In one hand, he held a rusted scalpel. He pushed the door open. "Paciente nuevo," he whispered. "New patient." I stumbled back. My recorder slipped from my hands. He stepped forward, dragging the scalpel against the metal table. The screech of it made my ears bleed. "Lie down," he commanded. I shook my head, frozen. Then, in a blink, he was gone. But the straps on the table snapped tight, as if invisible hands tried to hold me down. But I screamed, fought, pulled with all my strength until the straps tore free. And in the corner of the room, I saw him again, watching, waiting. "Someday," he whispered, his voice slithering into my skull, "you will return." I fled the asylum. I never went back. These are not stories of imagination. They are scars left behind in the fabric of the world, echoes of pain, madness, and torment that time could never bury. The walls of those asylums absorbed every cry, every scream, every whisper of despair. And those echoes do not fade. I came back alive, but not untouched. Some nights, when I close my eyes, I hear Sarah humming, "Twinkle, twinkle, little star." Sometimes, a ball rolls from the shadows of my room, stopping at my feet. And sometimes, in the reflection of my bathroom mirror, I see him, the doctor, scalpel in hand, waiting. If you ever feel brave enough to visit an abandoned asylum, remember this: you're not alone there. The patients never left. The children never stopped playing. And the doctors are still waiting for new patients. And maybe next time, that patient will be you. As you flick the lights back on, remember this tale of terror and join us for more. If you enjoyed the darkness, please subscribe, hit that like button, and let us know your reactions in the comments. Share this spine-chilling story with friends to keep the fright going.